Oh, well, that's as tall as you're going to get. All right, so it's Thursday, Thanksgiving Day 2020, and you are here for a special edition of my son staring at me as I talk loud. But shouldn't you be used to me talking loud after all these years?
You're the loudest person I've met. Actually, my sister is probably louder.
Yeah, so Joshua's sister, my daughter, is louder than him, and she claims she's an introvert.
Yeah.
So you are here at Litvak Leadership Live Thanksgiving edition that we have entitled Litvak, The Next Generation,
Oh, baby.
Part 1. I've been told Part 2 will not happen. But Elizabeth will be back another day. Oh, wait, we've got a question already. All right, cousin Sari is in the house. It's in the family to be loud. Now, Sari, you have not met Joshua. And Joshua, you have not met Sari, but Sari makes me look quiet.
Well, I guess it's just something that runs in the family for sure then.
There we go. So, all right. So first question, because inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
Normally, I'll have like a website to post so people can find you or throw them at your Facebook profile. Joshua is on Instagram, by the way. Is it a private account?
Yeah.
Oh, so I've been granted access.
I really don't do anything on it.
Okay. So Joshua does like nothing with social media. Nothing. So Joshua, you're not even on Facebook.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, Facebook specifically, I uninstalled it for some reason. I think it was prior to the 2016 election, and I just decided I needed a bit of a break. And then I was still in grad school at the time.
Yeah.
And after a class, I went to the bathroom. I was at the urinal, and this was like the day after I installed it.
Yeah.
And just out of force of habit, I flipped my phone out. And
so wait, as you're peeing, you flip out. So one hand is direction, and the other hand is holding the phone.
Maybe not the most sanitary thing, but
okay.
I then went to exactly where the Facebook app was on my phone and realized I had obviously pre-programmed my mind to go there. And so I decided
you had a Pavlov moment.
Exactly. And so then that day I just decided, well, I'll take a break from Facebook. And that was
and you were gone forever.
Correct.
So but your profile is just like gone too. So you uninstalled it all.
Nothing. I think I might have deleted it. I might still be there. But yeah, no, I only find things out when people tell me.
Okay. So is there any social media that you think is worthwhile?
I mean,
other than Litvak Leadership Live, of course. You know.
I mean, it's all worthwhile to the individual.
Okay.
I guess it just wasn't worthwhile to me specifically. Like I'm still on Twitter mainly for sports news.
Okay.
And then my sister and wife send me puppy videos on Instagram, but that's about the extent.
Okay. And your mother sends you puppy videos on Twitter, yes, actually.
Exactly.
And what is your handle on Twitter if people want to follow you?
I honestly have no idea.
Or he's
it's a private account too.
Yeah, and it's a private account. Yeah. So what's the point?
I don't really follow anything but sports accounts.
So whereas all my social media is public, all of his is private. So the apple has fallen a little bit far from the tree, but not too far. So okay, so what would you say in your formative years during homeschooling? Because Joshua was homeschooled, as was his sister. What is the lesson that stuck out to you the most when you reflect on your homeschooling years?
Well, see, that's a tough one because if I don't choose the right one, then it's a Thanksgiving dinner topic.
No. I didn't say who was your favorite teacher, and the answer is
my mom.
Okay, but what? So what lesson has stuck out to you the most from homeschooling?
I guess I'll answer it in a slightly different way. I think it prepared.
So are you being a politician? No.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
It prepared me really well for college and then even after college, because I was like, after my freshman year of high school, my mom didn't really instruct me on anything specifically. She just oversaw.
She facilitated.
So I was already used to completely like managing my own school load and just having the self-responsibility. And I think the discipline, I would say, what I learned most from my mother and from you probably my drive and work ethic, and from my mother, discipline. So homeschooling helps develop discipline.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Develops discipline.
Discipline. Discipline. Out of discipline comes focus.
Okay.
And, it works closely with the work ethic, but whether it's later in life studying for master's classes or just working long hours or getting certifications or just prioritizing the right things in life. So happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Kenny Mayberry, Annie's Pizza. Hey, Kenny, do you guys have turkey pizzas today? This is my question. All right. So, so Joshua's very accomplished. He's got his bachelor's, he's got his master's, he's got his CPA. What's next? What are the next initials that you are considering for the future?
So I really would like to never have to take another test again in my life.
Okay.
But I probably either go for a CFA or a JD. But I don't want to go to law school. But
well, that's the only way to get a JD,
I know,
right?
So, exactly. And I don't really ever want to have to study again outside of just for an exam or take a class. I like the act of learning. I don't like learning things that I don't find interesting.
Okay. And what is a CFA? A certified?
It's a chartered financial. Oh wow. Chartered financial, and I should know that.
You should. Chartered financial advisor?
Yeah, that's probably right. It's kind of the other side of the CPA, but for finance focused.
No turkeys, but he has a turkey sub.
That's big.
Okay, turkey sub is good for late at night. Okay, so being homeschooled. Oh, here we go. Being homeschooled, did you have any issues adjusting to school like college? Because you were kind of backwards socially, weren't you?
No, I was fine. I had no problem making friends. But no, I think the discipline side and self-directing my school made the adjustment into at least the school side of college easy. I think college is just when you go from a small town to a 40,000 student university. That was like just a big change. There was so much to do, but no, I don't think I had any more difficulty than anyone else adjusting.
So we lived in Laconia in Indiana. Yeah. And we weren't in Laconia proper, mind you. No. We were in a suburb of Laconia. We were in just Harrison County. Yeah. So there wasn't a lot of people.
No, there wasn't. But I mean, we traveled a lot for baseball debate. So we saw a lot of places, went in a lot of different, But I don't know. Being homeschooled, I think the best way to answer that question is people always ask me what is homeschooling like, at least in college and what they learn now. And I don't necessarily have another baseline to compare it to. Okay. So I can describe my experiences, but I can't tell you, I had a larger difficulty than someone else because I haven't lived that life.
Okay. So when you look at homeschooling versus traditional schooling, or what's happening now with distance learning because of the pandemic.
Sure.
I have had to keep my mouth shut when I hear parents talk about, I was about to mock them. When I hear parents talk about how
it's a better way to handle things.
Yeah, how it's so hard. And I think about my wife homeschooling our children, and now when these kids are at school, they're getting, homeschooled, they're getting all the lessons and everything like that, and everything is online. I mean, wouldn't it have been, looking back on it, wouldn't you think that it's easier now with everyone Zooming and doing all that as opposed to what you did in the age before high speed?
Well, actually, a lot of my classes, and this might be just because Mom was supervising, a lot of my classes senior and junior year were online. I took several college classes through Indiana.
Yeah, you did do that.
And then, it took foreign language online from teachers. But it's just fundamentally different because I think the homeschooling is much more self-directed approach to schooling versus you have someone who isn't necessarily used to that. And then you go from having a very set, go to period A class, period B class, whatever. And then you're just home and you're on Zoom.
Well, then you're home.
And then you also have a different set of distractions because it's definitely different when it's even working from home, which I'm sure most people can relate to.
Yeah.
You go to your office. For me, I have my cube. For other people, they might have an office.
Right.
And then, you're home and you have people walking in the kitchen or just the TV's on. So it's just, different. I think the difficulty can be in just that adjustment when you're not used to it.
Well, and I know what a lot of people, because I'm blessed to have this office and studio where Joshua and I are sitting today. And I call it a studio because, we got the lights going on. And, but I hear people talk about that when they're in an office, working from home, and they know they're going to be on video, they have to tell everyone, okay, nobody come near me. I don't want you to walk behind me.
Yeah.
Which at this point, does it really matter if somebody walks behind someone? Isn't that like kind of socially accepted now?
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't mind it. It might just be more workplace culture. I don't think any of my coworkers or those who oversee me mind.
Yeah.
Because most people have dogs or kids or whatever making noise.
Well, and your wife was telling me how she doesn't like, walking behind to get into the fridge.
Yeah.
But is that a problem with your job? Okay.
I can understand from the walker's position where you don't necessarily know the people on the other side, where if you're in front of the camera, you know the people and you don't care that someone's walking.
Right.
But I wouldn't necessarily, I do sometimes, but walking in front of my wife's screen and I don't know the other people, I can understand that could be uncomfortable for some.
But do you care?
No,
not at all. Okay, so I know you're an avid reader.
Yes.
You actually gave me a book, I think, for Father's Day that I've yet to crack open that I need to look at.
Excellent.
Okay, but hey, honesty is
the
good.
name. I'm going to have difficulty.
Yeah, do you remember the name of the book you gave me?
No, I don't.
No, you don't. Okay, which wasn't my.
Oh, I remember the general topic though.
Yeah, it was someone's story about something. Wait, we have another question from Kenny of Annie's Pizza. Joshua, your dad had talked about coaching you when you were younger. My question is, was he a good coach? So was I as good a coach then as I am in leadership now?
I would say that you were an excellent coach because you stepped up when no one else wanted to.
But as far as baseball fundamentals,
you just took the lessons that you were trained to and you coached everyone, and everyone had fun, and you gave everyone the opportunity. Because when you were coaching, we were 12 and 13.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, some kids are. You compete to win always,
right?
But making sure that everyone got an opportunity was great. But actually, I think a great example of leadership because most parents didn't want to put in the effort and were willing to do so, which I'm very thankful for.
I remember. I was an assistant coach.
Oh, the coach quit.
And the coach tells me, as we're in the dugout, the coach tells me, he goes, yeah, this is my last game. And I say to him, can I use his last name? Or no. Should I use his first name?
Sure.
Okay. And I say to him, I say B, because his name begins with a B. B, what do you mean? There's still there were 3-4 games left in the season, something like that. I go, we got 3 or 4 more games. He goes, no, this is my last game. I'm done. So he quits coaching. I'm now the coach. And oh, by the way, his son is still playing.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the other coaches loved it that I became the head coach because they had all played baseball in high school.
There you go.
And they knew what they were doing. And I'm like, okay, guys, let's hit it.
We did well. We didn't get swept.
We never got swept. Okay, so the question I was getting to,
yes.
Other than your mother and myself, of course,
sure.
Who do you look for? Who have you read about that inspires you?
Read about. So
so do you read about or who do you look to in society? Who is an inspiration to you?
Oh, wow.
I had no idea this would be such a hard question.
Okay. Yeah, to be and maybe this is, I don't know. I don't necessarily, I feel like I'm, very trendy, charting my own path. I look to you and Mom a lot for, just obviously examples from my formative years of life.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of the people that I look to are personal friends, or people that have gotten to know to respect. But I think you can look at anyone who's been successful and definitely take lessons away from that. But usually they're so far removed from you, it's difficult to say I might look up to this person, but their set of circumstances or their timing is probably never going to be mine. So you can look at someone, went to the Kelley School of Business. Mark Cuban's a famous alum
of Indiana, sure.
But his path is not going to be the path that I took. I'm going to take whatsoever the opportunities.
Well, you're not giving disco dance lessons. So.
Exactly, and that was what I was going to bring up. I'm not giving disco dance lessons. I'm not I didn't run parties in college and charge everyone
to get in
a fee. That's obviously a very entrepreneurial mind. Where mine, is a different area. So I don't think there was actually one person.
So let's ask the question another way since you're refusing to answer. If you could have lunch with anyone,
lunch with anyone.
Who is alive?
Who is alive?
Who would you have lunch with?
Okay. I would have lunch with. I want to say 3 people. I don't know if they would actually sit down. Actually, 4 people, because there's
4 people. Okay.
Carter's still alive. I would have lunch with all the sitting presidents.
With
the previous sitting presidents. So it would be
Jimmy Carter, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and
George H.
George H.W. and Bill Clinton.
Yes, there's 4. Yeah.
So you would have lunch with the 4 presidents. There's past presidents. Okay.
There's 45, 46 people who have ever held that office. It's a unique experience. And
okay.
Yeah, there are 1 in a million, 100 million people.
So what would be the top question you would ask Jimmy Carter? Because I'm assuming you got a different question for each one.
I think probably.
Know where the questioning is going.
Yeah.
So what's your question for Jimmy Carter?
I don't know if I would have a specific question for Jimmy Carter, because I think I would have more questions for George W. and Barack Obama and Trump, because that's when I was alive.
Okay. Right, but Trump's not a past president yet. So
yes.
You're right.
I'm still alive, right?
Okay.
But it would be more.
Okay. So what would you
get people to follow you?
So how
do you inspire people?
So you would ask each of them, how do you inspire people?
Yeah, there's at different points of their presidency, and I don't honestly know enough about Carter's presidency to speak. But
the economy went like that. It was really bad.
But
it was really bad.
I'm
not saying he was a bad president. We could have that conversation another day. But the economy tanked.
But especially when you're in that role of leadership, you're going to face opportunities and situations that are absolutely terrible, and you still have to inspire confidence and a path forward.
Well, and during W's presidency was when 9/11 happened.
9/11 happened. Oil prices, significantly.
I know lots of things happened during President Clinton's presidency. I'm trying to think about which ones of them we can actually talk about in mixed company, but I'm thinking that there was the Oklahoma City bombing.
Yep.
Occurred, so that was a big deal.
Yep.
And
crisis
and the Branch Davidians.
Yep.
That occurred in Waco during President Obama's presidency. What happened?
You had Libya occurred.
You had Libya. Okay.
I think each of those men have a unique circumstance, because at the end of the day, the buck stops with them, and even when things are outside of their control, they're ultimately responsible for them.
Okay.
So, how do you inspire when things go poorly? And at the end of the day, you have to say, yeah, that's my fault. Even if they don't say it out loud, everyone in the room knows it's their fault.
Absolutely. So, okay. Similar question.
Yep.
Anybody who's dead that you could have lunch with?
To
pick their brain.
Anybody that's dead. I really, wow, you're really, I think probably, George Washington, which I'm sure is a pretty cliche.
George is up here up on the wall.
Well, he had a pretty, being a loyal British subject, serving in the British Army, to rebelling, not wanting to become president because he didn't want to become a dictator. So just significant of his perspective on how things have gone, and where if he would see himself today as a leader now, or just a farmer, which was what he originally wanted to be.
Really? Yeah. Kenny's saying Abe Lincoln.
Abe Lincoln would be nice. Abraham Lincoln's one of my favorite presidents to read about, because he obviously had significant issues during his presidency.
He did have significant issues, yes.
And just a lot to manage, because obviously he originally didn't want to go to war, and then. That's a great example of when things go poorly and you have to tell a lot of people's sons that they're not going to live.
Yeah.
Country. So,
okay. So looking to the future,
yeah.
Seeing yourself in 10 years, what is your vision for yourself in 10 years?
I want to be happy.
You want to be happy?
I'm happy now. And I want
You're happy now.
Yeah.
I
am.
Okay. So professionally, what is your vision for yourself in 10 years?
I have the real answer is I don't know. I have my interview answer. If this was a professional interview where I have a job,
it's not a professional. There is no job involved here.
Right. So exactly. But I don't know what exactly I want to do, but I just want to continue to do things that I find interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's sometimes can lead you into the wrong job. But I just want to be doing something that's intellectually stimulating and that's something that's happy. I find sometimes a lot of people starting at my age and later aren't necessarily happy in their career and life. And I think that's a great accomplishment to be happy 10 years from now.
What about in 12 years when you're 35?
You want me to run for president?
I want you to run for president. So Joshua had said he would run for he would be president one day. How old were you when you said
I was probably like 8.
No, I think you were older.
Well,
I think you were in high school.
Think every time you see like an inauguration, I remember the first inauguration I saw and remembered would be it would be 2001, like January 2001 or January 2000. Yeah.
Would have been Bush.
You made me scrambled eggs and toast and had me sit, and then we watched every inauguration going forward that we lived in.
Well, you were like 3 then, if you were in 2000.
5. I was 19.
Oh, not 95. You're right. You're right.
5 or 6 years old.
Okay.
I don't particularly think of myself that I have the perfectly confident to lead, but I don't necessarily know if I have the self-arrogance that I think every president needs to have that says I'm the best person to lead this nation. Maybe in 13 years I will.
Maybe in 13 years you will. So you heard it here first. Litvak for president.
Nah.
Wouldn't that be great?
That's the older Litvak. We can let you run.
No desire to go there. I am past that time. I have other visions.
I think 35 is too young, to be really honest with you. And not from the perspective of leading, but then what do you do after when you're 43? What do you do for the rest of your life?
You go on the talk show circuit.
But that's so boring. What do you like? I mean,
so 95. So you're born in 95. So 30 years would be. I'm doing my math now. 2030, 10 years from now. Okay, so when you're 45,
I think 50 is the right age.
You think 50 is a good age to be president?
Because you're coming on your 60s, and then you can do the talk show for 10 years, and you can retire.
2045. So when I'm 80, you will run for president.
Exactly. I'll let you speak at the convention if you want.
You heard it here.
Or maybe I'll run as a third party without a convention.
So when you're a candidate, I get to speak at the convention?
Sure.
You heard it here first.
That might get me in trouble.
20 years from now,
you might describe.
I will be speaking for president. Save this video. Okay, so I'm very big on wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. Okay. It's something that I talk about on a regular basis. It's a biblical concept. How much time we got left? 8 minutes. Okay. So what wisdom have you gained where you've been able to apply the knowledge in a positive way? Professionally. We'll go there first.
I think most is just dealing with people. And as someone who has just been in the workforce for 4 or 5 years, worked before for many years.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my first year was always worried about getting fired.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you have no experience, right?
But you were like in like the churn industry,
right? But I think
CPA, public accountant. Okay,
I think you don't understand how often other people make mistakes. And how mistakes are a part of life,
right?
So I think that was the first bit of knowledge that I needed to learn, is that a cliche, everyone makes mistakes, but mistakes in professional circumstances happen. It's how you handle them that really matters. And I think the wisdom is then applying grace, giving grace to other people when either they make mistakes and you're responsible for them, or when they respond poorly to you for your own mistake, and just the pressures that everyone faces.
So wait, Rich Filar has a comment here. Elling. Oh, so I think this means Litvaking.
Sure.
Okay, so big question coming up. Hold on, let me get rid of this one. Sean, is that how you looked with hair?
There's one picture of you that I've seen with hair.
Well, I had hair when I got married.
And that's the one picture I've seen.
So
we do look remarkably similar.
We do look remarkably. So Joshua, here, do this a second. Just for fun.
My hair is too high. I haven't had a haircut in 2 months, but I think my hair is a lot darker than yours was.
Yours mine had a more reddish, mustache reddish going on. All right, so I'm actually out of questions, so we're just going to wing it from here now.
Love it.
Okay, so favorite Thanksgiving food?
I'm going to say 2 for each. I love stuffing.
Yeah. And what's not to love with stuffing?
I love sweet potatoes. So anything with sweet potatoes.
Okay. Wait, with the cinnamon or with butter? Or brown sugar?
Both. All
of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
And then pumpkin pie is so good, but
pecan pie.
No one else in our house likes pumpkin pie but me, so I end up going to Meijer and getting it the day after.
Oh, that's funny.
You make a very good carrot cake.
I do make a good carrot. I make a rockin' carrot cake, which I'm not doing this year.
Well, that's okay. Elizabeth's making 2 cakes.
Yeah. So my daughter, his sister, one of my wife's daughter, is making cake. What is Meredith contributing to the meal at this point?
Just like me, we're just here for it. Her idea was to put popcorn in the turkey, so we have popcorn in the turkey.
We have popcorn in the turkey?
Yes. We'll see what happens.
Now, is it like the kernels went in?
Kernels are just in the turkey.
Shut
We're not
up.
sure what's going to happen.
Mom put kernels in the turkey?
Yeah, Mom loved the idea.
Inside the cavern?
Yeah.
Where you shove your hand?
Yeah.
There's popcorn.
There's popcorn.
What's going to pop in the...
Yeah, I was saying we'll probably be watching football and be startled because we'll hear like...
Boom, 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 boom. Okay, interesting. Okay, next question. So what's your favorite Christmas... what's your favorite Christmas meltdown memory of me? Because I had this thing every year. I'd get some kind of gift for Joshua that would you'd have to set up, and it never worked right.
So I don't know. I don't think you ever actually had a melt. Like if you did, it was like before I woke up, because you were very big on like setting it all up before we woke.
Okay.
But I remember one time we had this huge, it's probably like double the size of the office. We called it like the playroom in our house.
Okay.
And you got me this like racetrack where you would race 2 cars with remotes. And the racetrack, you had to set it up, and it was pretty much the size of the entire room, and it just didn't work for like a day or 2.
So this racetrack, and we're at my in-laws' house, and I stay up setting it up, and I go to test it, and those itty bitty teeny weeny fuses keep blowing up. So if you're in the Chicagoland area and Christmas morning you're looking to buy fuses, you just drive and you drive and you drive. And I went to White Hen Pantry and 7-Eleven, got fuses, and it took them how long to blow up once we finally got it going?
Like 5-10 minutes. It was a lot of fun though. We eventually set it up again like a few years ago. And
and they've improved those little glass fuses since then. All right, so we're in the final 3 minutes. Okay, we've almost made it 30 minutes. So this is where you get to talk without questions. So what do you want? I know this is why I'm burning a little bit of time. So you only have 2 minutes to talk. So as people leave this interview Thanksgiving Day and they go out to spend the time with their family, what thoughts do you want to leave them with to inspire them?
I don't know if I have 3 minutes worth of thoughts.
Well, I think you're down to 1 minute 30 seconds. So we're doing okay.
All right. Enjoy the day with family and eat as much food as possible. That's what I'm going to do.
So this has been, and that's a good thought. Anything else to add?
No.
Okay. So this has been, and thank you, Joshua, for indulging me. I got to tell everyone, I became very double-minded on this because his sister, my daughter, kept saying, "Dad, it's Thanksgiving, family time." And my wife, I was like, should I not be doing this? And she's like, no, it's half an hour. Go do it. Have fun. So I think we've had fun.
Absolutely.
So it's been good. So Joshua, thank you for allowing me to interview you here and have this sit and reside on Facebook, which you won't see it on, and on YouTube. So I can put it out there for people to see the interview. And we did have one rule. We could not talk about his job.
Oh, work. So, it's Thanksgiving. It's a day off. We don't talk about work.
So if you want to know about Joshua's job, you'll have to direct message him on Instagram, and he'll tell you nothing. So that's it. This is Litvak Leadership for today. Join us tomorrow at our regular time of 3 p.m. when we're going to be talking with Paul Stensrud of Jesus Saves at Exit Zero, one of the best homeless organizations I know, helping Southern Indiana and Louisville. That's it. Be blessed.